Hello, welcome to our channel for rprogramming. In this video, we will talk about separate function from Dplyr package, which is used to divide a single column into multiple columns. So we know Dplyr is a package which is part of the tidyverse framework, and Dplyr can use the pipeline structure, which can chain different functions together to make operations quicker. And one of the functions called separate. It is used to separate one column into multiple columns based on the values of this column. And the form is separate with a data frame, then with this column. So next we will show several examples in RStudio. So first we load library tidyverse, or you can just load the library Dplyr if you only installed Dplyr. Then we create a data frame called top3 state. So this data frame includes 5 columns: state, income, and median, and the life expectancy, and with the birth state. So next we will separate this column birth into 3 columns. If we check the values for this column is 3 date value. This is for 2015, 2007, and 1991, the number. So we aim to separate this column into 3. Then we can use this data frame is the result, then which is top3 states. This is the original data frame with pipeline pass to the separate function. Then inside the separate function is a variable, this variable. So which means top3 state in the data frame passed to the separate function becomes the first attribute. Then birth is the second attribute, which means this column of this data frame which we want to separate. Then we add an option called into, then use a C, which means this actually represents new column labels for the 3 columns. Then option sep for // which we want to use this to separate the string values in the original column. Just run, and we show the resulting data frame. So it is quite clear. The resulting data frame has 7 columns now. The last 3 columns represent the value separated from the last column from this original data frame. We show another example. This data frame has 2 columns, name and state. Here name is a full name. Then we want to separate this column for the name into 2 individual columns called first name and the last name. Then we can use df pass to separate function. Then this column which we want to separate from is name, this column. Then we use a C function for the first name, last name, representing the new column labels. Then the result will be assigned back to this original data frame. Then we print the result. So now it's quite clear. The resulting data frame is first name column, last name, and state. So in previous videos, we have talked about the gather and the spread function, which is used to, these two functions are used to transform between the wide form and the long form, which means the value of one column can be transformed as rows in the long form data, or the long form data's value can be gathered into a wide form data frame. So this is two opposite operations. So the difference here for the separator function, because separator function we would divide individual columns into columns, but not with anything with rows, not transform between row and column. So separator is just working with columns, just divide one column into several columns. But the spread and gather function will transform between rows and columns for the wide form and long form. So if you are interested, you can view other videos in this playlist for spread and gather function. Thanks for watching.